Greetings, friends. I'm Marc David, founder of the Institute for the Psychology of Eating. Today's topic, true nourishment. The questions I always return to when addressing any issue with food or nutrition is, what nourishes? What is it that truly feeds us and provides the satisfaction we seek? Now, we believe that good nutrition nourishes us, and it does, yet it's easy to lose sight of all that nourishes and focus on nutrition alone. The question of what nourishes is often difficult to answer because our dietary notions constantly change. What we thought was good to eat yesterday is not always what we think is good to eat today. Since colonial times in the United States, people had believed that red meat was the king of foods. It made you strong and healthy and was even better for you than the most commonly consumed and well-loved staple, pork. Since the late 1960s, this trend reversed. Red meat and pork were no longer considered staples, but foods to eat occasionally. In fact, most other foods once considered the center of a healthy diet, whole milk, eggs, butter, cheese, potatoes, are now under attack in different scientific circles, while foods like oat bran, which previously fed our farm animals, are somewhat seen as the edibles of choice. As one senior citizen remarked to me, "First, I learned to eat lots of meat and eggs because they made you healthy. Then I learned you shouldn't eat them because they made you sick, but you should eat fish instead. And then I learned you shouldn't eat fish because of toxic metals in the fish. And now I'm told to take fish liver oil supplement because it lowers your cholesterol. What am I supposed to do?" Most nutritional assertions that originate from authoritative sources have a brief shelf life. Our nutritional information is not based on what is ultimately good to eat, but what we believe is good to eat at the time. And this is understandable. But within this unstable state of affairs, one thing does remain constant: the connection between our relationship with food and our inner world. How we eat is a reflection of how we live. In other words, our hurrying through life is reflected in how we hurry through meals. Our fear of emotional emptiness is seen in our overeating. Our need for certainty and control is mirrored in strict dietary rules. Our looking for love in all the wrong places is symbolized in our use of food as a substitute for love. The more we're aware of these connections, the greater the potential for our personal unfolding and inner satisfaction. For in changing the way we eat, we change the way we live. By focusing attention while eating, we learn to focus attention in any situation. By enjoying food, we begin to enjoy nourishment in all its forms. By loosening dietary restrictions, we learn to open up to life. By accepting our body as it is, we learn to love ourselves for who we are. And by eating with dignity, we learn to live with dignity. So imagine for a moment all the different diets you've ever followed, the foods you ate as a newborn, a small child, a youth, a young adult, and on through the rest of your life. Who were these eaters? Where did they come from? Where did they go? What precipitates the change from one diet to the next? What will you be eating a year from now or 10 years from now? I recall with a sense of awe my father lying in a hospital bed with tubes entering his nose, his mouth, and the veins in his arms, providing him with the only source of nourishment he could get. Here was a human being who 58 years earlier had been born in a hospital with a feeding tube from his mother's belly. And now he was once more lying helplessly in a hospital. For all the diets he had ever followed, and for all the bottles of vitamins and the bagels and the cream cheese and the butter and the macrobiotic meals he'd ever eaten, he was now in some strange unearthly way back where he started. What nourished him in his lifetime? What foods were good for him? Did he absorb the nutrients he needed? Did he accumulate too many toxins that led him to his deathbed? Would the right diet have saved him? Perhaps he ate too much meat. Perhaps too much cholesterol, or too much salt, or not enough calcium, or perhaps not enough fiber. Who knows? When the body no longer flourishes, a new reality is seen, one that urges us forward into the unknown and backward to look upon what might have been, to ask the question that may have passed our lips: what nourishes? Perhaps we can understand that nourishment is not only nutrition, it's the experience of that nutrition, the heartiness, the sentiments, and the sole intention on which our eating is based. What nourishes us is our relationship with food, our participation in the ongoing exploration of eating, the wonder, the joy, the confusion, the change, the uncertainty, the pain, the aliveness, the theories, the disputes, the shopping, the cooking, the sharing, the ripe watermelon, the overcooked spaghetti, the healthy foods, the forbidden ones, and the knowing that when a meal is finished, we will return for another and another and another. So whether it's the eternal round of the seasons, the sun, the stars in the night sky, or the hunger in our body, we continually end up where we began, finding ourselves at similar crossroads and often with similar opportunities. At any moment, we may begin life anew. Begin your relationship with food now, rather than wait for a time that may never arrive to embrace all that nourishes. Embrace all that nourishes you now. I hope this was helpful, my friends. To learn more, go to psychologyofeating.com. The Institute for the Psychology of Eating offers the most innovative and inspiring professional trainings, public programs, conferences, online events, and much more. Through our Eating Psychology Coach Certification Training, you can grow a new career and help your clients break through the most compelling eating challenges of our times. If you're focused on your own eating and health, the Institute offers a great selection of one-of-a-kind opportunities to take a big leap forward in your relationship with food. We are proud to be international leaders in online and live educational events that are designed to create the breakthroughs you want most. Our professional and public programs are powerful, results-oriented, and embrace all of who we are as eaters. I'm talking body, mind, heart, and soul. For questions, you can always email us at info@psychologyofeating.com. We'll be sure to get back to you real soon. This is Marc David, founder of the Institute for the Psychology of Eating. Thank you so much for your time and interest.